What's up, YouTube? So once again, I am on the move with the rice cakes, pre-workout, before training. I've got here a little bit later than usual, but I refrained from getting crumbs in the car. So I had to actually park the car really dorky because I'm that protective over it at night. Right there. It's difficult to speak with rice cakes in your mouth. I'm still quite protective over it, so I've actually merged it between two parking spaces slightly, but then I'm not an absolute dickhead because the person parking is skewed as well, so I can kind of get away with it, but it stops people from parking next to me essentially. And because it's next to like a weird child clip and climb thing, which looks more like it should be for me, because it looks pretty epic. There's loads of kids around, so I was looking inside car doors, and if there's like a little booster seat or something, thinking like kids, cars, no good, no, we're not parking there. So I had to go around a little bit. But I'm also a bit precarious about this place because you have to actually be out by within 3 hours. The system, which you pop your registration plate in, which I've got to try and remember what my registration plate is in a moment, wasn't working the other day, like about a month ago I think this was now, and I didn't have anything to check the time exactly when I was in, and then to get back to the car within that 3 hour limit. Basically, cut long story short, I got a parking fine of about 60 quid saying that I was more than 3 hours. So I went to the gym and I was like, can I contest this? And they go, yeah, absolutely fine, that's cool. So they just says, just sit on it, nothing's going to happen, should be fine, it will get cleared up. 2 days ago, I got a reminder, the fine has now gone up to £100, and the gym says, sit on it, it's fine because we messed up with the typey system. So now I've emailed them back and they're not replying, and it's really, really annoying me because I'm thinking like, well, if I don't pay this fine, I'm going to get taken to court now, so that's a bit annoying, but well, I mean, there's people chopping other people's heads off around the bloody area, and now I'm getting fined 100 quid for actually going somewhere productive and training and bettering themselves. What is wrong with the world? Anyway, up for today. I'm going to take you through my routine as usual, and I'm going to explain to you exactly where I am with my phase, everything with like the diet, with not so much the diet, more training phase, so I'll take you through that, and let's go. So this is the parking thing in question. Now, I need to try and remember my actual registration plate, which I wisely took a picture of. Well, it's great when you got a new plate. 2025 plate. ZR. Nice. 445. Right, so this is classified as my little glorified warm-up for the upper. So we are doing an upper session. We are doing an upper session today. So yeah, glorified warm-up. Chest into delts. It's a superset, so it's just getting blood into the tissue of the delts and the chest. What am I looking for? 80 kg here. So that's on 3. I've got a good knack to the actual metrics of this one now. I just know where everything lies well. So first one, I go for about 15 to 20 reps, and then we go into the actual working sets, but it is a warm-up of sorts, so it's not like full work. It kind of is. I mean, I always push it too much anyway. I feel the pre-workout's literally just kicked in right now. Okay, so like I said, that's a glorified warm-up of sorts. I've got one set of 15 to 20, and then I move into 2 sets, or 2 working sets of a warm-up movement of 12 to 15, my shoulders fatigue exceptionally fast. But I find this one specifically is really, really effective for getting that burn straight away. Whereas do lateral raises, you can move up, you can have too much of a movement, which creates a bit more leaky energy. This one, I feel like I'm more locked into it. There was a machine similar to this one where it was rear delt attachment and it was an Emporium. And for love me, I don't know what it was called, but it was one of those movements where I could just feel such a good connection. Majority of these machines, the Atlantis version of this is phenomenal, really good. Feel it straight away. The one thing that I need to bring up as a men's physique athlete specifically is my deltoids and my arms as an accessory. I feel like my shoulders are very homogeneous, they don't actually stick out as much. When I get a bit of a pump of sorts, it's there, but you've got a lot of guys now attending a stage and they've just got those cap delts, which I need to kind of try and make more profound for myself. My arms seem to be one of those things that haven't got much of a definition, they just seem to be straight down. Again, when you start to lose a bit of weight, the muscle there, it doesn't, yeah, there's no bumps of sorts, it just kind of becomes a bit stick of sorts. I'm probably being a lot more harsh on myself, but I just watched a video from David Langsdale, who was at the Supernaturals that just went off last weekend, and the standard is getting very, very good, very good. And these sort of details, I need to look at myself and like crucially, I wouldn't say experiment, but lock into a specific foundation of movement which gets the best effect for building up those weaknesses. And this is one of those things. My physique is very good in terms of a V taper, it's there. I've got a very slim waist, which is one of those things that's very beneficial because you cannot out-train a chunky waist. The midsection there in terms of abdominals are all over the place. So genetic-wise, that's a bit shit. But what I need to do to try and accentuate that V taper is build the shoulders and somewhat accentuate or complement the arms as well to make those pop more. The lats are something which I've always been very, very good at. I can feel that connection straight away. So that works towards getting that upside down Dorito look. Shoulders are those things that I just really need to try and nail this time. So let's get to it.
1, 2, 3. Oh. 5. Oh. Come on. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 9. 2.
So a tip when doing lateral raises or any upper body movement where you need to kind of keep that back neutral, specifically lat raises for instance, the best tip I can give anybody to stop them from arching themselves too much is actually squeezing the glutes. By squeezing the glutes, you allow that pelvic tilt, so it almost disallows you, it doesn't completely dissipate it, but it disallows you from actually creating any arch in your back as much. So whenever you're doing lateral raises and you feel like yourself swinging too much, a good habit to use is squeeze the glutes. It locks your lower spine in position a bit better, but it doesn't dissolve it completely. But it's a good habit to get into, especially for those last little partials of sorts, to actually keep or to ensure that you are getting the shoulder or you are getting that upper body movement. If it's like a shoulder press, for instance, same thing happens. Personally, I don't like to go for standing overheads. The only thing I will do is this. But if you find yourself doing it way too much, then the other thing to do is to actually do it seated. A seated position stops that altogether, stops all that nonsense. I've got one more set to do, and then move into some more of the chest compounds. So we'll go for flat Smith first, and then we'll go to incline machine next, and then we will go for some back movements as well, and then finish off some biceps and triceps.
Come on.
So this machine actually has a tendency to try and kill me. That last rep trying to re-rack it, the notch before it went to the point of no return, and the other time tried to asphyxiate me with my necklace on the bench. So we've got a love-hate relationship on this one. Not the reps I was looking for, but the intensity was there, quality felt okay. Deload it a little bit for the second set, try and get some more reps out on it, then we move into incline. So to fill you in with the actual body composition at the moment, what we're doing is slight defluff phase before we enter more of a bulking phase. So you've probably heard people do a tidy up phase before actually going full send. I was in a bulk beforehand, and I think I got it or let it go a little bit out of hand. That being said, I am a true believer that once you have finished with your prep, you need to build that body fat back up. You need to get your natural hormone levels back up as fast as possible in order to build muscle tissue. I've been on two separate ends of the scale. I've been through one set of scale after Germany. I ate as much, well, not as much, well, yeah, quite a lot. Blood, yeah, sugar levels got quite high, and then as did my blood pressure. Too much sodium, especially if you've restrained yourself and been calculative with exactly how much you're putting into your system, then going into a bit of a splurge. The body itself doesn't know how to handle the fats and the carbs all at once straight away, so it has a little bit of a problem there. But if you take it a little bit more steady than that, then it does work. And I'd definitely say, no, eat the food, get your hormones back on track. Don't take too much time reversing out. I'd take a good 2 weeks of just doing what you want, get it out of your system, and then kind of get back on track. Back in 2022, I took my body down to a whole new level of being really, really gaunt. Before I went to LA for the World Championships, I was down to 65 kg. That being said, that year afterwards, so going into 2023, I was going into a very lean bulk, very strategic, very precarious, very much okay, let's keep this parameter and this sort of section, this, that, and the other. As such, I didn't feel hormonally balanced properly until December of that year, of 2023, after 2022. So that was a long, long time of missing out on potentially better muscle tissue being developed through more hormone production on a natural level, on a natural scale. From Germany, I threw the rule book out and I went, right, I don't care about putting too much fluff on, that's it. Body composition was not a thing for me at that point, so I ate the food. Yes, my blood pressure went up, started to take down the sodium levels a little bit and push the potassium levels back up. But that being said, I'd probably go the same route as I did this year than prior, because I feel healthy, feel really healthy. Yes, I'm in a cut right now, and yes, I'm in a little defluff phase, and yes, I'm in a bit of a cleanup phase.
but I think in any sort of person's bulking strategy, I think it's useful because you need to get your insulin levels back to a sensitive level before you can start pushing the food again and start pushing that. I think what's really good is finding there's a checkpoint in your bulking journey. So you find there's a checkpoint and you go, right, I've got this level of body fat or body weight, let's take it back, keep the intensity high from the body weight you've grown. So obviously mass moves mass, but you want to keep that intensity there, pull the body weight down. As long as you can secure that weight, like weight moving basically, then I think it's a very sound structure of how to actually bulk up and cut down. That's what I suggest. You get some people go, oh, well, no, it's not a good idea because then you lose some strength and stuff, and then you're cutting your bulk in half and you're not getting the gains and stuff. It's like going, well, you just have to prolong your prep longer and then you'll actually start losing muscle tissue as a result of being in that prep for longer. So it's better to take a nice little period of like 2 months, for instance, take a step back, take a step forward. That intensity shouldn't change from a point of like 5 kilos, for instance. That being said, if I get less than 6 on this, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Seven, I'll take that. very silhouette-y here, but that is a bit of insight to the posing and what I'm currently looking at. Carbs are going in well, so I've had 2 high days. Well, this is the second high day after 2 consecutive low days. So at the moment I'm on 5 training sessions a week. 3 of those, one of those training sessions is a low day, the rest are high days. I'm looking towards getting down to a 77 kg mark and kind of looking very good at the moment. So if I was to look at it in a stage parameter, I'd probably be somewhere in the region of like between 10 weeks out, I'd say. 10 weeks out is safe spot. 10 to 12 is a safe spot. You never got enough time when you are prepping. But at the moment what I'm doing is getting down to maybe going to another 2 kilos lost. Then I will reverse out of this one. So what I said prior with regards to reversing out of preps, I think are overrated. However, when you've gone from a bulk and you're cutting down to a somewhat of a healthy parameter to get a little bit of fluff off, then yes, reversing out is very, very important. Just to consider you're not yo-yoing, going up and down basically. So that's essentially where I'm at the moment. The battery's literally about to die, so I'm gonna cut it here. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, then piss off. If you haven't already, please subscribe. See you in the next one, guys.